Yeah, there's yeah.
Is this called Going Home? Okay, Shri, tell everybody what we are very excited to hear this piece. Tell us about it.
So this is a piece that I finished in last November, and it's based on a poem written by Emerson, who's an American poet, who's one of my favorite poets. He's a transcendental poet. So the idea, like there are four verses of the poem. I only took three, and I mixed some of the lines from the fourth verse. I added it here without actually adding the entire verse. Um, so to me, this poem is about somebody who is pretty much done with the world and going to, or going to his or her own hermitage, so to speak, and they're peaceful there, and it's their cornerstone, and that's where they find themselves at the end of the whole shenanigan. So it's a journey from all these like crowd and all these like yuck and all these like kind of I don't claustrophobia, so to speak. And then you're finding this open space and you're free there. You're There's no more of any of those things worrying you. You're just free. You're a part of nature. You're just there. You're just breathing. There's birds around you, and you're just one of another mammal walking on the planet and not this fancy human being.
All right, can you tell us a little bit what to listen for musically with the poem in mind?
The music has three parts, so to speak. So the first one is kind of statement, and then the second one is more like a protest, and the third one is a hymn. It's in my head. I conceived it as a hymn. So it's like this hymn to that place where this person ends up.
And is there any musical theme, anything thematic that goes through that we should listen for?
Not really.
Okay.
It's pretty independent. Yeah,
Okay.
there's no like leitmotif kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, I'm very excited.
Goodbye, proud world. I'm going home. Long through thy weary crowds I roam, a river arc on the ocean brine. Long I have been tossed like the driven foam, but now, proud world, I'm going home. Goodbye to flattery's fawning face, to grandeur with his wise grimace, to upstart wealth's averted eye, to supple office low and high. To crowded halls, to court and street, to frozen heart and hasting feet, to those who go and those who come, goodbye, proud world, I'm going home. Sorry, I'm not on pitch. I am going to my that is sacred to thought and
Yay! Okay, Sri, was that the premiere?
Yeah, this was a premiere.
How does it feel to be the composer and the performer?
I would prefer somebody else sing it.
You prefer someone else to sing it. Interesting. Uh-huh. Okay, what do you guys think? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Is this the piece I looked at in the spring? No.
Yeah, yeah.
Way back? Okay. I thought so. I was like, I think I looked at this.
I edited a whole bunch of parts after that,
Yeah.
but the core of it's pretty much the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
Now that I sing it out loud, I'm like I have some. I think I will. I have to edit some tempos and everything. It's not how it's sounding in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So there are things that I have to probably work on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How do I say this? One of the most frustrating experiences I ever had singing a composer's new music was that this person was not a singer and did not understand what a singer needed, and it was extremely disjointed and all over the place, and the text setting, like the actual pulses of the words,
Right.
did not make sense with the music.
Right.
And it was so awkward, and I was so angry every time I sang it. I was just mad. Like, it made me so angry, I just wanted to throw it in the fire. And I've done some weird stuff. This was like, it just was, to me, it was just like, this does not work. And at one point in the process of workshopping this piece, he turned to me and said, well, I don't understand. I don't understand why you can't sing this. Because when I'm in my little studio with my earphones on, I can hum all these notes. And luckily, the pianist just turned around and stood up and said to him, excuse me, that is extremely rude. You have no idea what you have to do to actually be a performer, be a singer, project, get the text across. It is a completely different thing than sitting in your little studio with your earphones on going,
Right.
it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Also, like, they wrote it, and I was trying to make heads or tails of all these intervals that made no sense to me. Okay, so the fact that you can sing it, and that you said, well, I don't know about these tempos, and I realized the first time you'd done it with piano and everything.
Yeah.
But
So
the fact that you can means you should be like going da 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 and singing it full out, and saying like, what do I really want here? If this were my piece, like if I was writing it for my voice, which you are, I think you need to indulge yourself more and make yourself happy as a singer as well as a composer.
Yeah. I think I just wanted to move it a bit more faster. Yeah.
When I was looking at it this morning, I was like, man, some of these tempos, like when I checked them with the metronome, are very slow.
The thing is,
the whole hymn portion at the end.
yeah, it's very slow.
You did sing quite a bit faster than you are.
Yeah. It's so most of the time when I was writing, I for the vocal line I used cello as a reference sound.
Yep, good choice.
And it sounds different. And I never sung this piece like with my full voice. And last night when I was singing it out, like I felt something awkward. And now when I was singing it out, I can see that the tempo markings are a bit off. I have to edit that.
Great. So now you know.
Yeah.
Great. That's what this is about, right? That's why like workshopping your stuff is really fun and useful and interesting.
I'm glad I didn't go to like any competition or anything with this.
Well, no, and you never would, right? You would workshop it first. Absolutely.
I feel like the more that I play things, the more I
Yes.
Yeah.
Because like we're gonna 55 might work for somebody at the end there with like a certain type of voice or a certain day, but it won't for others. But if you know like, oh, I want this to be a hymn, everybody will probably know, like if you say I want this like to be like a slow contemplative hymn, they'll go, oh yeah, I totally
Yeah.
know what that should feel like.
Yeah.
I can get that. I don't know. That's
No, it is
I
true.
don't want to tell you how to compose.
No, it is true. After writing this, I realized that. So I gave up on writing like strict tempo markings on
Yeah.
everything I wrote after that.
Whereas thinking like when we did those Lori Leighton pieces last week, like she's so particular, hey? Like she writes in every single precise detail of what she wants and when a little bit faster and when a little bit slower. I don't know. Sometimes that's overwhelming. Sometimes I kind of just want to say like, oh, you can be free with this piece, and you go, okay. But that's my personal preference.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
some people love to have every little tiny bit notated.
Yeah. I'm kind of with Nina on that. I like tempo markings,
Yeah, or like
but I also like tempo markings that say between this and this, so that I know I have some leeway.
Yeah.
So between 55 and 70 or something, right?
Yeah.
I like, I can tell you one of my favorite expressive markings is in a piece by Osvaldo Golihov, and he says, like a slow ride on a cosmic horse. I have no idea what that means really, but in that, as you know, as you learn the piece and you kind of like, okay, well, I kind of like, if this was like, you know, in the stars, it's cosmic. So it gives you like this like sense of like it's really, really grand and really slow moving. Like if you're watching the constellations go past you at night, watching them go by. That's yeah, right? So like it makes me stop in my tracks and go, what is this? This is interesting. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now I really have to think. But moderato, whatever. That doesn't make me stop and think.
Right.
You can write whatever you want, really.
Right.
I mean, dolce espressivo is really an expressive way of writing something, but so is, I don't know, sweet
Like
and
melting
soft,
honey.
like yeah, exactly. Absolutely. I would know exactly what you meant. If you said like melted honey, I would know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
That's a great expressive mark, don't you think? Oh, what color of honey? That's what would be my next question. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like to me as a performer of this kind of stuff all the time, I just give me something really interesting. And you're absolutely allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it just makes the bar lines and the rhythms go away, and it makes it just like this
Yeah.
really interesting task. Yeah.
I don't like, for example, like the opening, like 4 bars of it would almost be like totally unmetered.
Yeah.
Or have,
Or recitative.
yeah, Marshall's Russet or something.
That's how it was, like unmetered. I don't know why I changed it. I forgot the reason.
See, obviously, so that's interesting. You started with it unmetered.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, that's what I feel from it.
Yeah. And those ta 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 ta.
Yeah.
I marked it as mezzo piano. I wanted mezzo forte or forte. It's for me. It's like a rock and roll anthem.
Okay, interesting. Because, yeah, because it's like, if you just look at it, like 80 and mezzo piano,
Yeah.
I did not go there.
Yeah. It's all those like syncopations that you get in like death metal, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we're all influenced by Shostakovich. It's exactly what it is. Open fifths. Yeah. Okay. I have one word stress that bothers me.
Oh.
That's right near the end. The word echo.
I know what you mean.
The word echo on measure 46, 47.
Yeah.
I would like the to be on a strong beat, not echo. Where arches green the livelong day, echo the blackbird's roundelay, right? Something like that, where you do a triplet or something.
I don't love the very top of that page, the bosom in yon
It's
green
very
hills of.
metric.
It's okay. It's just tricky.
Right. Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Now when I imagine it being fine, where it's just, yeah, I can go.
Okay, I will look into that.
I think you just want to think about out of that line, bosomed in yon green hills alone. What word do you want to be the most stressed? Which one do you want to be the second most stressed? Like, because you could choose anything. Yawn is, I feel, what you've chosen here, and alone.
Mhm.
But it could also be green. It could also be hills. It could also be bosomed.
Mhm.
It could really be anything.
Mhm. Yeah.
But to me, the words yon green hills they are one.
Mhm.
Because that they all are over there together. Yon green hills. And then alone is something different.
Okay. Right, right.
Uh-huh.
I will look at that too.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's really good, Sri. Like, you've clearly spent a lot of time with this poetry. You've spent a lot of time living it and living with it and setting it very mindfully. And you've set it for your voice. Like, it works for you. It
Now that I
does.
sing it, I'm like, I want it like a little bit out.
Oh, well, then put it up.
It's weird, all these thoughts that come through on you.
Well, but that's what you get when you actually sing it. If you were to write this for yourself, if you want to do this on your recital, and you want it up a notch and you want it faster, then write it that way. You're writing it for yourself. Oh my gosh, you're so lucky. I wish I could write songs for myself. It's great.
I had the poem stuck in the various walls inside my house, so
Mhm.
anytime I walk, I'll
Mhm.
see it.
Mhm.
So it's just like living.
It's a great
in it.
idea. Yeah. Yeah. But man, if I had the option to write for myself, because when a composer says I'd like to write a song for you, I say, okay, this is what I like. I like my chest voice. I like soaring on A flats. I like long lines that go in these like all the way through my whole range. And and I just kind of give them and I like making like weird sounds like I don't know, tongue clicks or hand slaps or and kind of weird stuff like that. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I end up with something that I like.
Right.
Otherwise, sometimes I'm like, oh.
Back in the day, that was the process, though, right? Like you write for a singer, you're not like this factory composer who's just like
Yeah.
producing compositions.
But you got to think about who would be your dream singer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I remember Jake Hagee talking about that when he was like kind of working backstage at the San Francisco Opera and happened to be talking to Frederica von Stade one day. And she said, "Really? You're a composer?" And he said, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, let me see some of your songs." He's like, "Oh, okay." And he showed her his songs and she was like, "What? I have to sing these. These are great." And then he started writing with her voice in mind.
Right.
And then, after that comes like Renee Fleming and whatever. And they're like, "Yeah, I want a song." So then he writes with their voice in mind.
Right.
Write for who you want it to sing
Yeah,
for.
yeah.
Who's your dream? Do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Don't pander. Don't make it lowly or don't simplify it just because. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Can I hear it again?
Yeah.
Or do you want to work on something else?
Let's go for it once more. I just want to see
Yeah.
how it'll sound.
Okay, so let's pick up some of
So
those
we'll
tempos.
do a bit more faster, right?
Yeah.
Overall, like everything.
Right?
So I think if you want to go faster, sing faster. And if it takes Nina a second to catch up, it's all good. Just go. Let's see what happens. So exciting. I love this.
Goodbye, proud world. flattery's fawning face, to grandeur of it his wise grimace, to upstart wealth's averted eye, to supple office low and high, to crowded halls, to court and street, to frozen heart and hasting feet, to those who go and those who come, goodbye, proud world, I'm going home. I am
We left, he gave more time.
Yeah.
okay.
And
Okay.
may I suggest something?
Yeah.
You know what I would ask for as a really bad musician? I would ask for a really long pause on that rolled up chord. Then I would ask for the D flat in the piano and a long pause on that. And I go, okay, that's
that
my
will help
note.
everybody, yeah.
Da da da. And everybody's going to love you for that.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so 35? Wherever? Yeah. I am going to my hearthstone, bosomed in yon green hills alone, a secret nook in a pleasant land, whose groves the frolic fairies plan, where arches green the livelong day echo the blackbird's roundelay, where evening star slowly shines, a spot that is sacred to thought and God. Okay, that felt a bit better.
Nice. Very good. What's with these little grace notes they have near the end? You didn't sing them, so I wasn't sure
I
if you
did
really want
not.
them there.
It's a kind of an Indian hangover.
Oh.
And when I'm singing with my full voice, I'm like, I'm not used to singing this with my full voice.
Okay, can I hear what that would sound like if you were not singing with your full voice? Whose groves the frolic?
Whose grows the frolic?
What if you put that little da-da on frolic?
Whose grows the frolic? Okay.
Doesn't that
Okay.
sound like frolicking?
Yeah, it does.
I don't know.
I have a pencil. Sorry.
I
Do you
don't have a pencil. I just have my. Yeah, we're recording.
Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Because I'm at that point where I starting to forget.
Yeah.
We discussed before. Thanks, Pavlina. We have the recording. Okay.
Yeah, so then the second grace note that you have written on the last page there is on the word that. And then that brings out that word, right? A spot, the hat is sacred. So I say put it somewhere else. Sacred or
I see.
spot.
I think I'll take it out.
Or take it out.
Yeah, because it's like it has to be very chill at that point. No funny business.
Well, I don't mind the wait, what did you call it? Indian hangover? I kind of like it.
Indian music is like full of these like weird
Yeah, I know.
in between notes, right? That are not
I
in the
know.
keyboard per se.
Oh my gosh, I sang a piece once that was by a French composer who just heard.
I've listened to that composition.
It was the most insane thing I had
Yeah,
to
it's hard to
yeah.
translate.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, I think too you would help any further singer of this by writing in phrasing.
Yeah.
Like the what you sang on Goodbye to Flattery's Fawning Face was goodbye to flattery's fawning face. I would put in accents or write marcato
Mm-hmm.
or whether you want it to be tenutos or whatever because it makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the next line to grandeur with his wise grimace, to upstart woes averted I. This I would put a big old phrase mark over that
Right.
on measure 21 to 22.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Because the way you sang it was with full. You really and it sounds really good because it's kind of in opposition to what's going on.
Yeah, piano is like this descending weird chromatic
It's great.
thingy.
Oh, and then what you did twice now on measure 9. A river arc on the ocean brine. Do you want to slur down?
Yeah.
Great, then put it in.
I wasn't sure how to mark that. Just like a scoop down?
Just to like it. Well, it depends what you want. If you want da da, and you want like a real slide, put a squiggly line. But if you just want it to portamento down, then just a little tiny slur mark. Ocean brine. That I would. Or you could put a little slur mark and you could write port.
Right. Yeah.
So it just depends on what you want. If you want it to be really deliberate, and you want it to take longer,
Yeah.
squiggly line.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, what else do you want to do? Do you want to do more of this or do you want to go on?
No, I have to work on these
Yeah.
changes.
So good.
Thank you, everybody, for sitting through that. Thank you.
But isn't that interesting? So interesting.
Und now,
Now
I'm
for
going to
something
sing
completely different.
Benedictus. Well, I want
Benedictus.
to pretend like I'm singing Benedictus.
No,
We'll
you
see
are
what
going to
happens.
sing. I'm now going to sing Benedictus.
I'm now going to sing Benedictus.
And it's going to be great.
Oh, I can send it to you. Yeah, I can send it to you. Yeah. No, I'll send it to you. Yeah, yeah.
But it's just interesting to know, right? To look at. I should have emailed it to everyone. We could all have it during this. So good. Okay.
Yeah. Benedictus, Benedictus, qui venit in nomine Domini, qui venit, Benedictus, qui venit, qui venit in nomine Domini, in nomine Domini, Benedictus, Benedictus, qui venit first time I sang this through. Thank you.
Sri, congratulations.
This has been in my folder for a year now.
I have to say, every entrance was right. Nothing was rushing. The rhythm was right every time. Right? It was right every time. You're doing it. Yay! It's been a long journey for you on that.
Yeah, it's hard to, like, I'm really getting a hang of singing like in a mixed voice.
Yeah.
So I'm not like singing bringing up all my weight. I'm just like, if it goes to falsetto, that's my best bet, not the full voice. So that's where I am. I'm like, let it go to falsetto and I'll figure out connecting that later.
Yeah.
To finish this piece without bringing up all the weight and like
Yeah.
doing that at the end.
Okay. Okay, so that's interesting to me when you say that, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, do you think that part of your issues with rhythm have been that your breath has been high and you're singing with too much weight in the top of the voice?
There's that too.
Yeah.
And then there's like this general rush that I feel when the piano
Yep.
starts moving and I'm like all stressed out.
Yeah.
So it's a mixture of all those things together.
Right. So who feels like that when the breath gets high and you get kind of anxious and you're nervous, you sing faster, and then you're in trouble. Okay, we all know that feeling.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, we all know that feeling. Yeah. So because then I really notice it when you release it, you release that breath and you let it be low rather than up in the chest so much and like kind of holding in your back, then you're not rushing.
Yeah. It just automatically gives you some sense of space. Like I think like being the breath high also makes you feel claustrophobic and then the piano is moving. So it's all these like subconscious cue to just feel like stressed, right?
Well, and that's what, like when we're panicking or hyperventilating, it's shallow breath and everything feels like it's moving too fast.
Yeah.
And we don't have a good sense of well, calm or sense of where we're centering or anything like that. You get dizzy, you faint, you get sick. That's what happens when you breathe high. It's really good. You're figuring this out.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
Just it's something weird happened over the last 2 weeks. I'm like really getting that sense of space back.
Aha!
Yeah.
Yay. Okay. Good. Does anyone have anything they want to say?
Anastasia.
Oh, is she? Sorry, I kind of forgot about you guys. That's. Oh, do you want to pipe up?
Oh yeah. Well, I was looking forward to hearing that, well, as well as your piece. But I'll tell you something about the last one first. He was boasting the last 2 weeks about all his high C's that he got, like no problem. Like I'm a real tenor now. Well, what I can say, well, comparing to last year, I can feel much more confidence in rhythm wise, and because of that confidence, I think there is less pushing, but the sound is more consistent. So I think they are kind of interconnected, those things for you. Um, yeah. So especially, I remember the last time when you sang this piece last year, the master class. Well, when you were going up there, you lost the sound, or you were changing something. Now it's more centered. It has kind of one position throughout. And the most important thing, you weren't getting nervous, That's what usually happens. You're like, oh no, like the piano, what's going on? Oh no. And you cut the breath usually. Now you're chill. It's all good.
So relaxed now.
I feel relaxed.
Yeah, the confidence gives a lot. I mean,
Confidence is a lot. Great. Okay. confidence does give a lot. And like one of my dear friends always says, fake it till you make it. And she taught me that a lot. Because, boy, could she fake it. Oh, she is just brilliant at it. And yeah. Whatever works. If it works, and sometimes you just do. You just have to pretend that you are you know exactly what you're doing, and you have to wear the flashiest clothes and the craziest shoes and do the most insane things. And, you know, when you actually tell yourself that you're confident, then you are. Yeah, it's really good. Okay, let's work on it a little bit.
There was this lesson where Freddie was making me do like B flat B, B flat B, B flat B kind of thing, and it was like all going, and that's the first time I had a sense of that space behind, and it's unbelievable. Like it's literally unbelievable that that space exists there till you actually sing it. Like you can preach it to anybody, but like till one day you like trust yourself and like let it go there, you wouldn't believe it. Yeah. Otherwise, we are always trying to like, no, it's gonna crack. I have to control it with my throat, and I have to control it with my throat. And if you just like let it crack a whole bunch of times, you don't care. So then it'll settle down.
That space exists, and you might not know it until you get a really bad head cold and you feel all those things, all those little empty places in your head like full. And then you have to trust when you're better that they are there for you, and it's space where vibration happens.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm so excited.
Benedictus, Benedictus qui venit, in nomine Domini, qui venit, Benedictus qui venit, in nomine Domini, in nomine Domini.
That was fantastic. Okay, the way you're getting up to those high A's now, you're right in it. And then you went da-dee, released, came right back in on time. You didn't feel like you were high. Like I feel like you're a new person.
I feel like a new person too.
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
I don't know what helped it though. It was just that one odd lesson, and I distinctively remember that
Yep.
lesson.
It's not just that one
Nope.
lesson, though.
No, but like
The
he's
last
been
3 years that led up to that
Yeah.
point
Yeah.
was the last marble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
the cracking point.
Yep.
But I
I know.
don't know like why it helped that day. It's just weird.
Yeah. It's really good. Great. Okay. So since this is easy for you now, let's just think about the phrasing.
Not there yet. Today, it was easy.
Today it's easy.
It was easy.
Today it's easy. Benedictus bene. Let's play with phrasing, because now that you're so much more calm, we can have fun.
Okay. Can I try a bit more slower?
Oh,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna try a bit slower. Benedictus, Benedictus qui venit, in nomine Domini,
That's it.
Benedictus qui venit,
Great. Oh, so good. Yeah, great. You got it. You got it. You got it. Okay. It's really consistent now. So,
I started pushing up with the last at the bottom of that page
mhm.
because I didn't release for that rest.
Mhm.
I was
Aha,
aware
when we
of
don't
that,
release.
so I kind of kept in mind to release properly after Ktus. People release, it helps.
Yeah, it helps. It's easier said than done. Okay, so it's interesting to look at the way the text is set with the repeats of words and how they're set differently. So, for instance, the word venit. We have venit, right? If we're counting in eighth notes. Venit. And then we have venit. I think that's the only two. Oh, and venit, that one at the top of the page. So I think that kind of tells us that we need to treat them differently. Venit, qui venit. So I'm thinking about this one on measure 18 and 19.
Right.
So in the first one, venit, to me, the 30-second notes need to be light. And in the second one, qui venit, we need to lean into them. Well, because they're on the downbeat. And also, so it's not always, if it's high, I need to do something with it. It's more of a rhythmic thing. And where it's sitting in the bar. Domini. How is the word domini set? Domini, domini. I think it's the same. Oh, and domi, domini.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rhythmically, it's pretty much the same.
Okay.
Contour-wise, it's a bit different.
The other thing with this, I mean, I am not a Bach specialist at all. But the way, like, we have phrases, separate phrases, but they don't always like stop and start at the same place. They often feel like they kind of overlap. Like there's this and then there's this. Venit, qui venit, in nomine Domini. Like, to me, these phrases cross, if you know what I mean. So we've had wherever this phrase starts, it goes over here and it goes here, but then this one starts here.
Right.
And I think that too helps us stay in the music all the time.
Right.
Stay in the music all the time, and then not get, like you said, like high and locked up when we get to the end of this big long thing.
Yeah.
When you have to do those gymnastics at the very end.
Yeah.
But if we're really thinking of how those phrases overlap.
Right.
Okay, where can we start on that? Where's a good place to start? How about the qui venit on measure, pick up into measure 19? No, pick up into measure 17, sorry.
What are
Qui
Qui venit, benedictus qui venit, in nomine Domini.
such a lovely entrance there out of that little
It is.
lick. So let's just, so you got to think da 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 dee da da dee da 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 dee. Just
Right.
grow out of it. Because now you're listening. You're able to hear what's going on. So good. Where's a good place to start, Nina? Sure. 31? You have 31?
Benedictus, benedictus, qui venit
Crossover.
in nomine Domini, benedictus, benedictus, qui venit in nomine Domini, qui venit in nomine Domini.
Okay, that is great. Can we just look at like a round measure? 38, 39, it felt like it got a little bit choppy.
Yeah, I have to negotiate that A. For some reason, that's exceptionally difficult.
The A at the very end of a breath phrase? Oh, gee. Of course it's hard.
That D sharp, yeah.
Yeah, of course that's tricky. Keep the space open. Then when you go to take the breath,
Right?
keep the space open and just take the breath like up in that space. Do you know what I mean? This. Like you want
You're
the belly
talking
to
about
drop.
38, right?
Oh, that's time of 38. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Keep
Okay.
that all lifted up so you don't
Okay.
collapse on the breath. Okay, where's a good place to start? Pick up into 36?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Benedictus, benedictus, qui venit in nomine Domini, qui venit in nomine Domini.
Okay, good. So can we just do that bar? Qui venit in nomine.
I'm
I-
like hitting on every note.
Yeah, just not slamming on the top beat. Just like I just wanted to sort of tumbleweed down,
Yeah.
tumble down. Okay, qui. What are we gonna say?
Right. Qui venit in nomine Domini.
That's great. Can I do that again? That was so good. Try it again. That's good.
Qui venit in nomine Domini. Benedictus, benedictus, qui venit in nomine Domini, qui venit, qui venit in nomine Domini. Something like that.
You got one beat ahead.
I always thought that was
One little moment ahead. So good. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's just fix that. I love this.
I know, that's gorgeous.
It's great. Okay, so let's do pick up into 44.
Qui venit in nomine Domini, qui venit, qui venit in nomine Domini.
Yeah. So I think you just got a little long.
It's the notes too. I'm singing the wrong notes, I think. Okay.
I think you're seeing the right notes because then you're thinking of other stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's try it one more time.
Okay.
One more time for good luck, and then we gotta quit.
Qui venit in nomine Domini, qui
Yeah, Yeah, see, that's where that's it. That's right there. You're holding the knee too long, the E sharp.
I see.
Me, queeve.
You found, yeah, sorry.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I think I broke it. The
Oh,
lead.
it's okay. Anyway, he was before.
Okay, try one more time.
Okay.
This is it.
Qui venit nomine Domini, qui venit in nomine Domini.
Almost.
Then
Then you
you're
just
too early.
you just cut your rest in half.
Oh, okay.
We'll cut it out altogether.
I think I sang more right notes this time. But
You
like
really
pitch wise.
did.
Yeah, you know the notes. I'm not concerned about that.
Okay, let's just do the last two bars. Qui venit in-
Last two bars? Oh, right. Qui venit in nomine Domini.
Good. Yeah, it's getting there. That is a tricky
Just
thing.
coming down to that A sharp, making sure you get right into that.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm not singing that E.
Whew, that's tricky. It feels like it should end a beat earlier than it does. And then it
And
goes
also
on
there's
another
that
beat.
same
Yeah.
configuration that happens at the end of the first section. So I just always want to sing that instead. Qui venit in
When you
nomine.
mock
Oh, I
singing
see.
the same, just slightly
Yeah, that's
different
exactly what I
modules.
said.
Never does that.
Oh, jeez. Okay, really, really good. Really well done. That you should be very happy with what you've done. It's great. Okay, you two. See you next week. Nice to see you.
Good job, Free.